Good morning, everyone. It is Easter morning 2022, and I wanted to put out a message today that reflects on the Easter journey and how it informs us in our grief journey. All of you who work with me have heard me say that death ends a life, not a relationship, which is a direct quote from Mitch Albom's brilliant book, Tuesdays with Morrie, where he was quoting his teacher and mentor, Morrie Schwartz, who was quoting a philosopher, an American philosopher, Robert Woodruff Anderson, who said that death does not end a life. Death ends a life, but it does not end a relationship. And so what are we talking about when we're talking about that relationship? What we're recognizing is that death is the end of our physical life. And for our loved one, when that happens, our attachment to their physical form is very real. And the grief journey is a journey from this time when we are so used to having them in our physical realm to a time when we discover where the relationship is now, which is really what the Easter journey is all about. If you think about the journey from Good Friday through to Easter Sunday, you recognize that Good Friday is the time of death. It is the time when there is this severing of the physical connection. And then we go through Saturday. And recently I had somebody, I was in a course with Robert and Holly Holden, where they were talking about Saturday as being liminal space. Well, liminal space, or the liminal time, is something that my teacher and mentor, Dr. Alan Wolfelt, speaks of quite a lot, where the reference to liminal space is that space betwixt and between, as Dr. Wolfelt refers to it. We are between the time when we are longing for that physical connection and relationship and the time when we discover our new way of being in the world, and in fact, where the relationship is with our loved one. So what's missing in this grief conversation is the term mourning, and understanding that healthy mourning is about allowing that experience of grief to come up and out and be expressed through us. Mary Magdalene journeyed to the tomb. Her grief took her to the tomb, and she cried and she asked, "Where is he? Where is the teacher?" And the answer came, "Why do you seek him here?" Here's the thing. When we allow the mourning to happen, it allows our minds and our hearts to shift into a different perspective. And that's required in order for us to find where the relationship is now. In order for us to find where the relationship is now, we need to express out the grief. Otherwise, we're carrying the grief. And you've all heard me talk about buried and carried grief. If you haven't, you can look at other videos that I've done before and understand that buried and carried grief, that's a way of life for most North Americans because that's what we're taught to do, right? But if we bury and we carry it and we don't allow it to convert into healthy mourning, then we don't allow that magical moment where in the expression of our grief, we discover a new way of thinking and being. And that is where we discover where the relationship is now. We have to open to another way of thinking about this. And the Healthy Mourning Revolution is all about revolutionizing the way that we think about grief and mourning. If you celebrate Easter as part of your tradition, then I wish you a happy Easter, and I hope that the Easter journey informs you in your grief journey. And if this is a story that is unfamiliar to you, don't let that push away the truths that you may have heard in this video. I am hoping that there was something in this video that helped you to hear what is your next step in your grief journey. I invite you to share this, to make comment on these videos. Let me know about other topics you would like me to talk about. Please do like and share and subscribe so that every time I do a video, you are notified of that. And for all of us, I wish us all ease and grace in our grief journey. Namaste.